Have you ever felt like you're falling behind because you don't have a degree? Maybe you dropped out of college and everyone told you that you ruined your life. Maybe you never went to university and feel a quiet sense of shame when people ask where you studied. Or maybe you rewatching friends graduate while you work a job that feels like a dead end, wondering if you made the wrong choice. If that's you, this story is for you. Because once, there was a young man who was kicked out of university and labeled a failure by nearly everyone who knew him. 10 years later, he became one of the most successful entrepreneurs in his city, not despite dropping out, but because of what he learned after leaving school. Daniel was 22 years old when his life fell apart. He had gotten into one of the best business schools in his state. His parents were proud. His teachers said he had potential. His friends envied his acceptance letter. But Daniel struggled, not because he wasn't capable, but because the classroom felt like a cage. While professors lectured about theories and case studies, Daniel's mind wandered to the real world outside the window. He wanted to build things, create solutions, and solve real problems, not memorize someone else's success story. His grades slipped from A's to B's, then from B's to C's. By his third year, he spent more time researching business ideas than studying for exams. Late at night, while his roommates studied or partied, Daniel worked on a small online store selling handmade leather goods. One afternoon, his academic advisor called him into her office. She looked at his transcript and said he was failing 3 courses. If he didn't focus, he would be expelled. She told him his business was a distraction and that without a degree, he would have nothing. 2 months later, despite desperate attempts to recover, Daniel was expelled. The day he packed his dorm room felt like a public failure. His parents cried. His friends didn't know what to say. His younger brother looked at him with pity. Daniel moved back into his childhood bedroom, a dropout at 22, surrounded by old trophies that promised a future he no longer had. Every night, he heard the same words in his head. Without a degree, you'll have nothing. For 3 months, Daniel tried to prove everyone wrong by getting a real job. He applied to 47 positions, marketing, sales, administration, anything entry-level. Every rejection said the same thing. They wanted someone with a bachelor's degree. At family dinners, relatives joked about his little business. His friends posted graduation photos online. One night, after another rejection email, Daniel sat alone in his room with $847 in his bank account and a business barely breaking even. He opened his laptop, ready to shut down the website. Then an email appeared. A customer said the wallet Daniel made was the best craftsmanship he'd seen in years. He owned a boutique hotel chain and wanted to place a wholesale order for 500 pieces. That was $37,500 in revenue. Daniel read the email 3 times, closed the laptop, and for the first time in months, didn't quit. Instead, he started researching entrepreneurs who succeeded without degrees. He discovered names like Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, and Richard Branson. But one name stood out, a local entrepreneur named Robert Martinez, who built multiple companies without formal education. Daniel emailed him, asking for advice. 3 days later, they met for coffee. Robert listened to Daniel's story and smiled. He told Daniel that being underestimated was powerful fuel if used correctly. He pulled out 2 business cards. One listed an elite MBA, the other listed real results, businesses built, people employed, customers served. Robert explained that in the real world, results beat credentials. Degrees are a safe, standardized path, but building something from nothing requires different skills, learning through failure, listening to customers, adapting without permission. Robert drew 3 circles on a napkin: real skills, real results, and real relationships. Skills you can demonstrate, results you can prove, and relationships built through trust and value. He told Daniel to stop calling himself a dropout. He wasn't someone who failed the traditional path, he was someone brave enough to build his own. Daniel left with clarity. The next morning, he accepted the hotel order. It terrified him. He had never produced more than 20 wallets in a month, but he learned fast. He watched tutorials, contacted other craftsmen, negotiated with suppliers, and turned his parents' garage into a small production system. While his friends with degrees earned steady salaries, Daniel worked 80-hour weeks, failing, fixing, and improving. He delivered the order on time. The customer was impressed and introduced him to other hotel owners.